update from work again. And as I said in my last video, I'm getting into my nutrition. I purchased this online nutrition certification course a couple years back, and back on it, and I've been reading through it, and I've just generally been really into just researching about health and nutrition, diets, and all of that. And I was thinking on my walk today how it's so funny how there's just some things in life that you love and you're naturally attracted to it. Like fitness and nutrition has always been that thing for me. And I've always kind of left it, but I always come back. Like that, like nutrition and fitness has been a constant in my life since I was little. And it's, it grew from me being very into sports and athletics as a child, and then me just wanting to be better at those sports. So I remember like I said before, I didn't realize the importance of diet in my fitness because no one ever really taught me that. But I remember there was this race, I had a race in high school, and I was starving, but I didn't want to eat because I remember when I was little, before all my soccer games, my mom would force me to eat, even though I was like, no, I don't want to eat because I get sick. I feel sick if I eat too much before my games. She's like, no, you need energy. And bless my mom, she's right, I needed energy, but it would destroy me because I would literally eat a plate of, let's just say, eggs, bacon, rice right before a 45-minute soccer game. And so you just feel like you want to puke the whole time. And I remember in my head I would regret it. I'm like, why did I listen to my mom? Never doing that again. So that was one of the first lessons about how does food affect you and your performance. And then because of that experience, that bad experience of eating too much before running or playing a sport, by the time I was in high school, I was well trained into not eating before any big event, sports event. So I remember I had this race, and I remember feeling so hungry. I was so hungry after school, and I had a race after school, and we traveled to a different high school, and I just felt so hungry, but I was like, I'm not going to eat because I'm going to feel sick. And then I remember telling my coach that I was hungry, and he's like, why didn't you eat anything? Why don't you? He's like, here, have a banana. And he gave me a banana. He's like, whenever you have a race day, make sure you eat a banana an hour or two before. And I was like, why? And I don't think he even really explained it. Maybe he did, I just don't remember enough to know he was right. But it's interesting, that was another clue that okay, I really need to get into nutrition and understand what I'm putting in my body and how it's going to affect my performance. So when I went to college, I was very confused as to what I wanted to do. My family very much pushed doctor, lawyer, or investment banker down. So I decided to do pre-med, but I did pre-med in kinesiology. So kinesiology was my focus. I forget what we called it because I ended up not even finishing that and then going to school in England, whole other story. But I did kinesiology for a year, and I chose it because I was like, okay, this is the sciences, but I'll be able to learn about sports and fitness. And I freaking loved it. I loved it. I loved learning about it. I remember at that time, I think I had gained a lot of weight in high school, by my senior year in high school. And, my mindset wasn't, I wouldn't say that it was unhealthy, but it definitely wasn't healthy either. As in I would learn a lot of tips and tricks on weight loss and but also just general fitness tips and tricks, and I would write all of them down, but I really wrote down all the information on how to lose fat and how to lose weight. And I maximized on what I learned, and I actually ended up losing so much weight. I will say it wasn't healthy the way I lost weight, but it just proved to me how that information, how nutrition, how it works, and also how to work out correctly, this stuff really works. But yes, that was something that I was naturally interested in, to the point where I was studying it in college, and I ended up not moving forward with it for a pretty sad reason, actually. I just didn't. Time, my family really wanted me to be a doctor, and they're like, what are you going to do with sports? What are you, like, that's not going to take you anywhere. You need a more secure future. And so I decided to leave kinesiology, because I was like, what am I going to do? Be a personal trainer, and then what? Like, that's not a sustainable profession. That's what I thought in my head, although it was something that I really, really loved and enjoyed learning. So anyway, fast forward like over a decade later, I was walking and I was just thinking, like, I've always returned to fitness. I've always returned to nutrition, even like when I've gone like far off of that, like straight away from it. Like, there's been moments every single year in my life where I return to running, or I return to working out, I return to going to a gym. But it's such a beautiful lesson, and I want to make sure that I don't leave it again, because like I appreciate it so much. And now that I'm older, like, it's so clear that it's something that I love, so it's going to be something that I stick to for the rest of my life. Just was thinking that this morning, and I've actually learned a lot recently through my research that I've done on my own, and also through this course that I'm taking online for nutrition. And I just wanted to share some of the stuff that I've been incorporating, that I've learned, because it's useful. I'm sure it's like little tips and tricks that you'd want to know. But what's the first thing? I have like a list written down. So start your day with salty foods. So a lot of people are addicted to sugar, or think that they're addicted to sugar. And so start with your breakfast being an egg, or, just like salty. Another thing that I learned in my nutrition class is that water helps break down fat for energy. So this is good for fat loss. So, in my diet, my consultant told me to have 3.5 liters of water, and like I understood that, but like understanding why now and how it promotes fat loss is just even more valuable. And I have to be honest, I haven't been drinking my 3.5 liters of water as of late that well. And I was like, oh, it's okay. Like, I have a lot of coffee, there's water in that. I don't know how true that is. I have to look into that myself. But as soon as I looked at the science of how that works, of the breakdown, the metabolizing of fat into energy, and I saw how water is really important for that, immediately filled up my bottle and started drinking. So I'm back on trying to stay on track with the 3.5 liters of water for fat loss promotion. So that was another tip. Also, so there's the three nutrients that we can use for energy: carbohydrates, fats, and protein. Now, protein's the last one that you want to use. You want to use your carbohydrates and fats, because if you're using your protein, that means that you are breaking down your muscle. And now in the plan that I have, I'm supposed to have a scoop of protein with all my snacks, and I have to be honest, I haven't been doing that. I'm just like, I feel good enough with just the cracker. Oh, I feel good enough with just the apple. Like, I don't really enjoy drinking the protein too much, so I've kind of laid off of that. But after reading that, I'm thinking, like, that's probably why he put in my plan to have protein with my snacks, because in case I am using a lot of energy, and I've broken down too much, I don't have enough carbohydrates, and I've broken down enough fat, I don't want my body to use the protein. So that's probably why he have a scoop of protein, just in case. I made sure with my snacks I'm having protein now. I did kind of tweak it though, because another thing that I learned is that when you're eating solid foods, your body's expending more energy, so you're using, again, more carbohydrates, more fats. So to kind of stimulate fat loss, it's better to eat solid foods than to just like intake liquids, your nutrients as liquids. So as a little hack as well, I'm having my protein, but I'm making sure instead of doing the protein shake, I'm having an egg, so that my body is, again, still working, but I'm making sure to feed my muscles protein so that I can still have that muscle growth. So that was another trick, another really fun tip that I've been doing. Drinking vinegar. Now my boyfriend, this is really funny because my boyfriend has been trying to convince me to have shots of apple cider vinegar with him whenever, like, before we go out for a long run. He's like, have a shot of apple cider vinegar with me, and I'm like, absolutely not. I was like, what benefit does it have? And like, he was like, it's good for you, it's good for your stomach somehow. And I'm like, that is not convincing enough for me. I believe you, but like, I just need to understand what is the exact benefit that I would be getting from drinking this disgusting shot of vinegar. And turns out he's right, but now I understand it and can apply it with a reason behind. So when you have vinegar, you just need a tablespoon of vinegar before you plan on having any carbs, any sugar. So this helps lessen the blood spikes that you have, the blood glucose spikes that you have, by 30%, so that you don't have a crash. So this is how it works. The acid from this vinegar allows your muscles to soak up glucose faster, and it promotes your mitochondria to burn more fat. So it helps with your blood glucose levels, and it promotes fat burning. So that is such a win-win. So that's something I learned recently. So really important now with all the celebrations that I've been having, and my family always has freaking celebrations, but we just had Easter. Yesterday was 2 days ago was my brother's birthday, and we had a little bit of treats. I maybe had a bite of a tart, and it was delicious, but I made sure that I had a shot of vinegar before eating it, and I felt fine. And in fact, it actually made me like run to the bathroom like right after I ate everything. So there's a lot of like little tips and tricks on how to lessen the effects of sugar, the bad effects of sugar on your body. Vegetables before you have desserts, protein with your desserts. So have a Greek yogurt with your cakes, with your tarts. Yeah, and a shot of vinegar. So my family, we're actually planning a trip to Italy. So excited. We're going to Rome, Amalfi Coast, and you know, my sister and I are really conscious about our health. My sister's keto, so she doesn't even have carbs. But we're gonna like let loose, let our hair down, and just eat everything. But we're joking how like we're gonna have to have a bottle of vinegar to constantly have shots throughout the day. And I told them the rule is before we eat anything there, we have to have vegetables first, Greek yogurt on the side, and a shot of vinegar before any meal. So I'm going to be using all of those hacks, and I can elaborate more on the hacks on the video that I'll make for this, but I really wanted to share some of the things that I learned, and I'm excited to keep learning more and then share them professionally as well, in a professional capacity to anyone who's interested. So that's my bit today. It's Friday in New York. Woo! And it's my brother's birthday party tomorrow, so I'm in a good mood and I'm feeling great.
It's just good on everything.
Probably not ice cream.
Really?
Have you
You've
tried?
never had goat cheese ice cream?
That sounds so
that
gross.
sounds good.
What?
No, I
No, that
haven't.
sounds
So
good.
good.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm weird. I fully know that.
I had my reason and I had my doubts. Oh, I left my feelings running round this town. Yeah, I admit I was foolish, but I found a way out. It's you that gives me love to believe it. Now I hold my hands up to the pick you up when you're down. You gave me something I needed, and now I won't let you go. And it took me a minute to know that hands up to the sky, and I say that I won't be letting you down. I won't be letting you down. Put my hands up to the sky, and I say that I won't be letting you down. I won't be letting you down. Let me make it up to you every day. No, I won't be letting you down. I won't be letting you down. Put my hands up to the sky, and I say that I won't be letting you down. I won't let you down. Won't let you down again. I won't be letting you down. Won't let you down. Won't let you down again. I won't be letting you down. No, 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 I won't be letting you down.
Hello, hello. I am doing a little quick makeup to look kind of cute for photos here on my last full day in Florida. Man, always gotta look cute for photos, trying to look alive, but like not too done up, as natural as possible, just putting some pink. But I had this idea, this thought come up today that I've thought before, but I kind of forgot about it, and then I was kind of reminded about it recently. So I don't know, this weird perspective that I had / still have, and I'm not really sure if this happened to anyone or happens to anyone. It'd be interesting to hear if this happens to anyone, but I did mention it to my sister once to see if she ever thought this, and she's like, what are you talking about? And then I felt a little crazy, but basically before starting my diet, I worked out all the time. Like I've been working out pretty consistently for like 5 days a week, even like 7 days a week. Back in 2020, I would like run every single day for my own sanity. But something that I noticed is like, I always thought I was in like excellent shape. Like, and to be fair, in like 2020, I was in really, really good shape. Like I was eating pretty well for the first time, and like I was running a lot and I was working out a lot because I had a lot of free time. But that like mindset and like that perspective of how I looked, like physically looked, like it never really changed. And it's just interesting because like since 2020, I definitely had gained weight. I don't know how much I weighed in 2020 because I never really liked weighing myself in general. I never really cared what I weigh. But then I definitely like got a bit unhealthy and gained weight from it. But like I looked at myself and I never really thought I looked out of shape. Like sometimes I would notice, I was like, oh damn, like I need to like start working out again, or like eating better, like because like I could just see like there were body changes, or like clothes wouldn't fit the same, and I was like, oh, did that like shrink, or is that me? But I swear it was like this weird thing. So like I know that there's body dysmorphia, and it's normally thought of, I think, like people who have body dysmorphia are usually like people who are like pretty small or like thin, but when they look at themselves, they see someone bigger in the mirror. That's, sorry if I explained that wrong, but that's generally like, I think what body dysmorphia is like. I guess I had that, but like the reverse way. So like I literally would look at myself in the mirror and be like, I look fit. I look really, really fit. And in fact, it wasn't even like when I looked in the mirror, it was more like I have a lot, like my feed on my Instagram is like a lot of fitness stuff. If you see me looking that way, I'm looking at my feed right now. I have a whole fitness folder where I like save like good workouts and tips and stuff like that. And like a lot of the girls on my feed are like really, really fit. Not ridiculously, but like, yes, like obviously like they have like strong arms, strong toned legs, abs and everything. And like, I guess I've just been looking at that content so much that I seriously, like, I would look at them and I would think that I looked like that. Like sometimes I'd be like, okay, I don't look like that girl. Like she's tiny, she's thin, she's extremely toned. But like for the most part, I thought like I looked like these people. Like I look toned, my legs look like that, my abs look like that, my arms look like that. And it's so funny because then like things would happen in real life, like for example, like not fitting into a pair of pants, or like if I would wear like a tight bodycon dress, like I'd look in the mirror and I was like, oh, my belly's like really sticking out in this, like this doesn't look that that nice on me. And I was like, I don't get it. So because like most of the time I'm like, yeah, I look like those fitness girls. And then like sometimes it'd be like, wait, do it, like actually, like I might actually be a little bit out of shape. And like, so that's what I told my sister one time. I was like, I think I watch so many fitness videos and so much fitness content that I think that I look like these people. But I actually don't. And like now that I'm like in much better shape, I'm like, wow, like it's just interesting. It's like reverse body dysmorphia. And for me, it wasn't really unhealthy. In fact, maybe it was even like healthier to be thinking this way. Like I thought so positively about myself that I didn't even notice that I didn't look like that, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I'm just so curious to know if like anyone else has gone through this and sees themselves in a different way. And I wonder if like right now I'm thinking like, oh, I look toned. Like down the line I'd be like, what was I thinking? Like I definitely was just in the beginning of it. But yeah, I thought that was a really funny phenomenon that I should share with people, because like it's not really, I think most people look at themselves and they like find all their flaws, or they generally have like a bad outlook on like what they look like physically. And like it's just funny that I haven't had that. And like now that I'm on the other side of being more healthy, like and you know what I think triggered this memory? Today I was looking at my pictures, like from my before pictures before I started the diet, and I'm looking at myself and I'm like, damn, like I really didn't think that I looked out of shape. And I look at them now, and like this is just for me, like I look at it now and I'm like, I don't look in shape at all, in my opinion. Like I'm looking at myself and I really feel like the way I look right now is how I thought I've been looking. Like when those pictures were taken, I thought I looked the way I look now, which is healthy, but also unrealistic. So it's kind of an interesting conversation and something I want to like think about and explore some more. I don't think it's bad that I thought that way. I almost think that because I thought that I looked fit and healthy, that it kind of made the diet seem more realistic and reachable, which it was. But like it's like, oh, I'm already fit, I'm already strong, blah 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 blah. Like it's just gonna be slight changes, which is true. Like ultimately it's true. It's just funny how like if you think that your path, like you think that you're already the goal that you want to reach, it just makes it so much easier. It really is a mental thing. Like it just makes it so much easier to go for those goals. So it's super interesting. Just wanted to share that. I thought it was really funny that I think that way. Anyway, bye-bye.
All night.
I come for free. Now you be on my floor, sitting right outside my door.